Before us is one of the most intense scenes in all of European painting, the moment of betrayal. Judas, leaning toward Jesus, is about to kiss him, while the guards reach out to seize the teacher. Christ's face is calm and full of humility, while anxiety erupts around him. Soldiers in shining steel armor, the desperate cry of a disciple in green clothes, the cold glow of a lantern that pulls figures out of the darkness. Caravaggio was a master of sharp light, tenebrismo, and here he created real theatrical tension. One detail draws particular attention. The lantern in the hands of the man on the right is a self-portrait of Caravaggio himself, who seems to illuminate the drama with his own light, making the viewer a witness. The painting had a dramatic fate, created for the Roman Mattei family. It was lost for 2 centuries, considered a copy, and only in the 20th century was it rediscovered and returned to Caravaggio. Today it is kept in Dublin, and is considered one of the pinnacles of his work. We are transported to a dimly lit Roman tavern at the end of the 16th century. Customs officers are sitting at a table, counting coins by the light of a small window. Suddenly, a ray of light appears, and the figure of Christ enters with the Apostle Peter. Jesus' hand is stretched forward in a gesture that refers to Michelangelo's fresco, The Creation of Adam. Christ is the new Adam, bringing redemption. At this moment, Levi Matthew, the future apostle, points to himself in amazement. Is it me? And this gesture is the heart of the whole scene. Caravaggio transforms the biblical story into a contemporary scene familiar to his viewers. Real faces, real clothes, familiar furniture. He uses dramatic chiaroscuro to make the moment of choice visible. The light of faith literally cuts through the darkness of everyday life. The painting became a sensation. Its simplicity and at the same time its power of influence showed that art can speak to everyone without any scholarship. It was with this work that Caravaggio's true fame in Rome began. Here we see a completely different Caravaggio, a young artist who has just arrived in Rome and is still looking for patrons. The young man is holding a heavy basket of fruit. And here we see not only a portrait, but also an exercise in realism. The boy's skin, fuzzy peaches, transparent grape clusters, pomegranates, split figs, apples with traces of time. Everything is painted in such detail that we can almost smell the ripeness. But Caravaggio does not idealize. The leaves show spots, fungus, even insect eggs. This is not a symbolic allegory, as was customary among Renaissance masters, but reality as it is. The model is the artist's friend, the young Mario Minetti, who will appear many more times in his paintings. It is important to note that Caravaggio began his career in Rome with works like these. They demonstrated his incredible ability to convey materiality and convinced patrons of the power of the new style. This is a portrait not only of a young man, but also of a new art, an art that looks at the world directly, without embellishment. In these 3 paintings, we see 3 faces of Caravaggio: tragic in the taking of Christ, spiritual in the calling of Saint Matthew, and sensual and realistic in Boy with a basket of fruit. Together, they show how one artist was able to change the language of painting, making it closer, more truthful, and incredibly dramatic.